All right, so for today, we're going to learn how to factor quadratic. Right? So let's say, for example, we have the quadratic x squared minus 3x minus 10. So how the heck do we factor this? Well, we got to set up our factors first. So we have the first factor with the parentheses here. And then we have the second factor with the second parentheses. All right, so now let's take care of the x squared here first. So for the x squared, what do we got to do? Well, first, we got to put an x here for the first factor, and then we got to put another x for the second factor. And what that does is it takes care of the x squared, because if we take x times x, we get x squared back. But now what the heck do we put in the spaces here? So for that, we got to focus on the minus 3x and then the minus 10. So we got to choose the two numbers here so that they add up to negative 3, and then they multiply together to get negative 10. So the best way to do that is to think of the factors of 10. So for the factors of 10, we got 1 and 10, and then 5 and 2. But now, we don't want to use 1 and 10 because, remember, they got to add up to the number in front of the x, which is minus 3. But if I use 10 and 1, there's no way they're going to add up to minus 3. So what I got to do is I got to use the other factors of 10, which are 5 and 2. But now, there's a caveat here because I got to make one of them negative, because remember, when they multiply together, I have to get negative 10. So what I'll do is I'll choose positive 5 and then negative 2. Because if I multiply them together, I get the negative 10. Wait a minute though. Uh-oh. We got a problem here, because remember, when I add them together, I got to get the minus 3 in front of the x. But now if I add them, I have 5 plus negative 2, which gives me positive 3, not negative 3. So it looks like I made a mistake. Uh-oh. How will I go on now? I made a mistake. Guess joshing you. All we got to do is change the signs here. So what I'll do is I'll make the positive 5 into negative 5, and then I'll make the negative 2 into a positive 2. And now let's test this bad boy. So now if I multiply the numbers together, I have negative 5 times positive 2, which gives me negative 10. And now if I add them together, I have negative 5 plus 2, which gives me the negative 3. So what that means is that this is the correct factored form. But now just to be safe, I'm going to test this to make sure the answer is right. So how do I do that? Well, I got a FOIL now. So now if I FOIL this, remember, I got to multiply all the combinations of terms together. So I got to do x times x. So I got to go x times x, right? And that gives me the x squared. And then I got to do x times the next thing over here, which is the 2. So I have x times 2. And that's going to give me a 2x. So I have a plus 2x here. Now I got to do the next combination. So now I have the negative 5 times the x. Got to move this bad boy over now. So now I have negative 5 times x, which gives me a negative 5x. All right, only one more to go. So now I have the negative 5 times 2 as the last combination. So I got to go. And then I have negative 5 times 2, which is negative 10. All right. Okay, so now I can combine like terms in the middle here, because I have 2x minus 5x. And that's going to give me a negative 3x. So I have x squared minus 3x minus 10. And now, after I follow this, it should agree with what I started with. So now if I check this out, I started with x squared minus 3x minus 10. And what did I get? X squared minus 3x minus 10. So what that means is that this checks out, and my factored form I originally had was correct. So the final factored form is going to be x minus 5 times x plus 2. And that's it. That's all there is to it.